Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Tonight, something special. We've got the RiZZRL putting on a new race series, Friday Frenzy. A race series basically so that the people on the West Coast can race in the evening. It's not always convenient for them, so this time slot I'm in is actually 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. There's also another one at 10 and 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but these are more or less Ben set these up for the West Coast riders. So this is the first one in the series. The way the race is set up, it goes by the Zwift racing scores. So I'm in the pen that is 350 to 520. I think there's going to be a total of maybe 13 riders in my pen, and staggered starts. So I think about 2 minutes in between the different categories heading out. So yeah, you're still racing against your own pen, but you can see other riders as you either get caught or you catch other riders. So should be a fun night. Not sure what to expect with the field that I'm in with the different riders, but I'll try to hold on and maybe catch the group behind, which Ben is actually going to be in. Try to catch that group behind as they go by and see what happens. Should be a good workout. Hope you enjoy the action. Stick around to the end for the race wrap up. Ride on.
Brian.
Hey, what's up there, Ben?
What's up, my brother?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. Do you already start? You start your pen?
No, I got 22 seconds. I'm just trying to get gloves on right now. It's all good.
Have fun, man.
Oh, thanks, Ben. Looks like a good turnout.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
For
they always come in last minute, though, eh? They always come in last minute, though.
Yeah, 60 people signed up, but
yeah, I got 13 in my. I reckon. Nice. Oh, I'm off. See you in a bit.
All right, man. Okay. You can mute if you don't want to talk. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'll probably mute it if no one else is in here, so you don't hear me. I might leave on.
All right, so getting into the race action now. So tonight I was saying it was a scratch race, basically. There are 13 riders. Let's see, how many we got in here right now? We have in my category 15 apparently. Okay. And I didn't realize that Josh from Rhinos was actually in my pen tonight. I just saw him sort of pop up there as the race started. So he's on the Rocksteady ladder team, and as well as other races that he goes in for the Rhino racing team. So we'll maybe hang out with Josh for a little bit tonight. Some other riders that I recognize in here. There's one in here from ATP. Where is it on the list there? Yeah, a couple of riders that I sort of recognize. So things sort of start out, I don't know, the pace was, just like every race, right? Out of the pen, gets ramped up, people, start out pretty hard, see what happens, and then it'll generally after, the first kilometer or so, it'll sort of settle in. And so my goal basically here for this race was to conserve a lot of energy. I sort of know this course, the Watopia's Waistband, and there's going to be a couple punchy sections, a couple little climbing sections, not serious like crazy climbs, but just sort of steady, sort of draftable climbs. So that's probably where where there's going to be some action happen, let's say. So my goal is to basically draft as much as I can. See the draft gauge there right now, 120, 122, lots of draft, sort of dangling a little bit on the back there. Utilizing my steering, Coalition, not ATP, Coalition in front of me there, Kelly. So I've raced against Kelly in other races there in ladder. So yeah, 150, so getting lots of draft in the position I'm in. You gotta sort of, see, trying to get over to the left there, kind of pushing Kelly out of the way. But it's a little bit more tricky now, getting maximum draft. Right there, you sort of got pushed a little bit out to the side there, but you got to either get off the gas and get in behind. Oh, there's Josh pulling up now. So there's Josh from the Rhinos. So we'll probably say hello there as we go along here. So yeah, maximum drafting tonight, conserving energy, but then also putting down good efforts on the climbs. So, I might sort of skip ahead to sections of this race. There we go with saying hello to Josh. and also to Kelly there. Section is sort of where things sort of started to get a little spicy, let's say. You know, it's a longer race, 26 kilometers. I think the total was probably, what, 27 kilometers. So, yeah, we'll see how things go. And let's pick it up where things sort of start to get a little bit more interesting instead of these drafting flat areas. All right. Hope you enjoy the action. Okay, so let's pick up the action here. So we're sort of coming out the desert, I guess you'd call it, out of the desert, and we're going to go up into the forest there. And this is always a section, not a crazy climb by any means. I wouldn't even consider it a climb. It's more or less just a steady pace riser. But it's usually where things can happen in the races. Very common place for action. So let's just see here. So still getting lots of draft. It's a very draftable section. So I don't want to be on the front. Here we go. So we're getting into it now. I don't want to be out on the front, you know, putting a lot of effort in. I want to get as much draft as possible. So let's see how things go here. So we start ramping up, pushing, we're getting over 5, around 5, 4.5 watts per kilogram, 5. And I don't want to be in front of those two riders, but I want to stay with the front 3. There's Kelly there in front, so good spot. Put a little bit dig on the side to go past Kelly and get on the two riders there that are sort of leading this section here. So we got the 3 riders here, still getting a bit of draft. You're gonna get the draft under a 3% grade, so I'm still picking up some draft there. And then it's gonna kick up. There's little flat sections here. Then it kicks up again a little bit as you head up into the forest here. So I'm in a pretty good position. Lots of draft there, pushing pretty hard. Definitely did over 4.5, 5, a little bit higher than that. But I know that there's going to be, road up here is going to take a left, and then there's a recovery. So it's all about getting up over the top of this, and then basically sitting in. So it's going to go up here, sort of back and forth, and then, yeah, don't worry about that on the graph there. We're not sticking to the right. We're going to take a left-hand turn up here, and we're going to head down. And great. So that was a good effort there. Didn't have to push out too crazy of watts to get up that, but just enough to stay with the group, and the group sort of come back together here. So how many got in the group here? 10, 12, maybe 10 or 11 in this group. So it's a good group. Basically, most of the group's still together, I guess you'd say. And I think we, up to this point, had picked off a couple of the riders or the pen that started before us. Collected, I don't think we collected anybody, but we sort of passed through them. So let's sort of carry this down through. It's going to flatten out again, and then let's you know, go ahead and find another section where there's some more interesting action to cover. Okay, so up front there is the group that started in front of us. So little riser here, and I'm thinking maybe I could do something here. Maybe I could push through those riders. So I accelerate, and I try to use those riders that are being caught as a bit of a diversion and see if maybe it'll cause a bit of confusion, and maybe I can get away from the group I was in. So I sort of push through. There's this rider here, thinking, should I stick on his wheel? Maybe not. I'm not going to get much draft. Now, I'm not going crazy here. You know, I'm only going 2.5. Oh, and now they caught me back on. So it put, you know, a little bit of confusion there. Everybody had to accelerate there to sort of get back onto me as I sort of broke through there. But you know what? I just thought it'd be interesting to see what might have happened there, because I sort of got away, and see, there's only the 3 riders now, and everybody else is struggling to get back on. And I think as a result of that push that I did do there, there was some riders that fell off and didn't make it back on. But yeah, I don't know. Thought it was interesting to try that move. Of course, I'm back drafting again now. And yep, there's Kelly got back on there. But yeah, they had to work hard to get through those other riders, those caught riders from the group that started in front of us there. And then yeah, we're basically back in straight line again. And I think we may have picked up 1 or 2 from another group, but yeah. Got to try these different things during these races, right? Got to make it interesting. So yeah, let's continue on and see if there's going to be some more interesting stuff up the road here a bit. Alright, so we're gonna head up into the volcano here. Nothing much happened up to this point. A couple riders did go off the back through some of the sort of the steady climbs. But this is always where it gets spicy. The right-hand turn goes up, levels out, and then there's another little riser going into the volcano. So definitely gonna put in a good dig here. Not gonna use any power up for this. But here we go, let's see what happens here. Okay, so come around the corner there, and boom, out of the saddle, for once. 7.0, kicking it up. No draft right here, a little bit of draft there, and then you gotta push up, and it's gonna level out. Right about here, gear down, levels out. A little bit of recovery, no point going off the front here. Not much draft on that rider. And it comes around the corner, and then there's gonna a little punch up into the volcano. So this is always a section on this course where things generally can split up. So there are a couple riders kind of struggling off the back there. Okay, we're gonna push up here. Probably not gonna get out of the saddle, but just gonna put in a good dig here, get up to 7. Yep, 7. Yep, get on that rider there. Around the corner, and now it's recovery time. Now, there should be a banner inside here if I'm not mistaken, though I could be wrong. I think there's a banner inside here, so I can probably use my power up. Let's see if I use it. Boom, I deploy it, thinking there's gonna be another one, and wouldn't you know it, this isn't the course I think I'm on. So there is no power up inside here, so I kind of blew my arrow. Oh well, I don't think there's gonna be any more power ups to the end of this race, but oh well, that was a bad decision on my behalf there. But yeah, because I was thinking there was gonna be a banner inside here, but obviously that's another section of the volcano, not this part. So we're gonna pop out here. It's gonna be a downhill section, but interestingly enough, okay, so there's about 7 kilometers left in this race. And up on the map, where the Rhino guy's running there, there's a little blob starts to show up that's green. And I'm like, huh, see it there? Well, that's the group that started 2 minutes behind us. That is the pen that's the 520 to, I don't know, 700 or something like that. So they are gonna come through. And the thing is, they're not going to show up on the leaderboard on the side there because they're in a different pen. So, but I see them coming. I'm like, oh boy, decision time. I got to ramp up to try to grab this train as it goes through, because when they go through, if I don't grab on, I'm going to be shot out the back and I'll be stuck with these other riders. And you know what? I'd like to try to grab that faster train as it goes by and see how long I can stick with them. I don't. Oh, there comes one now. So they're coming. So I'm ready and thinking, okay, I got to start ramping up. They're getting close. They're really getting close here. See the blob on the screen up in the top right-hand corner? So it's time to ramp up. I don't know if these other guys are aware of it. I don't know if they are or not, because they'd have to look in that top corner. And all of a sudden, here they come. So time to ramp up, try to grab this train. I'm not sure how many riders are in it, but here we go. So it's go time. On the gas. Because I got to stay at the front of this group, because if I drift back, I want to be able to hold draft and be able to not get slung out the back. So here we go. Let's see if I see any familiar people in here. They won't show up on the leaderboard on the side because they're in the other pen. Who we got here? Oh, I recognize that dirt rider. Yep. Redeem there. Radium. Not sure exactly how to pronounce your name. I always mess it up, but you know, you know. Okay, and there's Ben. Ben Riz behind me right now. He's the organizer of this Riz Racing League. Little wave to him there. So I know him with the big heavy hitters now, the big powerhouse riders. So I'm going to try to hold on. We've got, let's see, a little under 6 kilometers, 5.8K left in this race. There's going to be some little downhill sections here, some flat sections, nothing crazy climb-wise to the end of the race. And I'm going to try. It's going to be a tough workout. I'm going to try to stay with this pack. I don't know how many managed to grab on from the group I was originally with, but because I see my placement on the side there, I'm like 8th, 3rd, and it keeps on bouncing around a little bit. They're still in this pack, which does get very confusing because I don't know who I'm actually racing against from my pen now. It's all mixed up now. All I know is that I'm like basically top 6 right now, I guess, in my pen, because it keeps on fluctuating there. And then I'm first position, second position. So let's try to hang on to this group, this faster group, to the end and see how this goes. Yeah, these will be some B riders in here, some much higher ranked riders than I am. But they are probably very tired too, because they also have been racing for quite a while. And I don't know what their race was like up to this point, so maybe that'll help me stay on. If they're not putting in huge efforts right now and just more or less waiting for the sprint at the end. With this many Ks left, my guess would be on this course that Ben and the other riders are waiting for the big sprint at the end here to gain their position. So let's see how things go. We'll play this out for the rest of the race. Oh, weekly goal met. Okay. 4 hours and 35 minutes. Wow, that's so exciting. Anyways, let's watch the action here and hope you enjoy it. Okay, so I started being with the group here for a couple of kilometers. Wasn't too bad. I had to keep the power pretty steady to stay with them. But at this point here, I'm starting to think, oh man, I'm not sure if I can make it to the end. What do you got? 2.6 left. And when I start seeing this straight line forming in front of me, and I start seeing, numbers of 5, 5.5, 4.5, I'm like, oh man, am I going to be able to hold on here? There's still lots of draft. Look at the draft I'm getting, because the speed is going up here. And lots of draft. Okay, so I'm like, I got to stay on this. So I'm putting in a pretty good dig here. Heart rate's going up, still getting draft. There's Ben and the crew. Managed to get back on a little bit here, and they're still pushing. They're still pushing a bit on the front. I'm like, oh man. Still have a power up that, actually I did get a power up there, but I'm not using it. Now the rider behind me is in my pen. It just passed me there. So yeah, so I'm basically in 5th, 6th position. It kind of bounces around a little bit there. So there's still 5 riders that are in my pen that are up in front of me here. And we're getting close to the finish line here. So we got 2 kilometers. Okay, I made it back on the group there. So I know that things are going to start to get pretty spicy here. Obviously, once again, I don't know who's still in my pen that's in this group, where they're scattered here. But there's going to be some crazy sprint action go on here. Everybody's starting getting lined up in their positions. I get a front row seat to watch Ben do his sprint action here. But yeah, let's see how these play out here. 1.5K to go. The launch will probably be around the 500 meters to go mark. That's probably when things will get lit up. Yeah, let's watch the action here and see how it all plays out. All right, 500 meter mark. So let's see what happens here. There goes one rider. I hit my draft boost. And there goes Rocket Man, Ben Riz, laying down the power there. I was pretty tired by this point. I'm not even standing. That rider there, I think, was in my group. NS there. Yes, he was. He's got it. So I'm around 3rd position. And I don't know how I kept on bouncing here, like how I lost a bunch of positions when nobody actually passed me there. But I guess it's something to do with the way that the scoring was registering. Anyways, there we go. We're finished up. The race is over. So I ended up getting 5th. Oh, so there's the rider in 3rd place. That was pretty good. 3rd, 4th. We're all right there. 3rd, 4th, 5th, right there together from the pen I was in. So that was a good time. I think officially, though, I ended up with 3rd place, and that would just be because some riders didn't have heart rate monitors or something like that. So on the Zwift power site, I think I ended up with 3rd position, but hey, doesn't really matter. Still a good workout, great time. I want to thank Ben for putting this event on. So this is a series, it'll be every Friday. He might be adjusting the time slots, maybe. He's going to play around with that maybe for next week. Next week, I think I'm in a ladder race next Friday, so I don't think I'll be able to participate in this. So it was nice I could get into the first one. unless I want to do a ladder race and then race afterwards, like, yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I don't think I can handle that. But anyways, yeah, great time, great workout, great event. Later on at night, definitely not late, obviously, for the people on the West Coast side, regular evening time for them. So Friday, Frenzy race series, you can find it on the companion app, sign up for the event. Yeah, if you ever want to join, also a club. If you want to join the Rhino Club, I haven't mentioned this in a while, but there's the link in my description for my channel. If you want to jump on and participate with other team members in ladder racing, ZRL is going on right now, and if you're looking for some more racing action. So, as always, subscribe, like, comment, come back anytime, and ride on.